am on Orwell Place today in Dalry. I've come to tell you the story of One-Armed Johnny. So just along here, we'll see it in a minute, is the oldest house in Dalry, dating from 1661. Now this was owned by the Cheesley family. I will put that name up on board so you can see how it's spelled. So this house is reportedly haunted, or was haunted, by John Cheesley. So he was a local businessman, very well off, but also not really a nice guy. So his wife, Margaret Nicholson, when they got divorced, she took him to court for ailment or child maintenance. Oh, here's the first glimpse of the building now, and I say it's grand. It's very big. He must have been very well off. It is sort of private residence, so I'll not get too close. So where was I? Yes, so she took him to court for child maintenance. There is reports they either had 10 or 11 children, so he had to pay quite a lot. In fact, he had to pay 1,700 merks, which was the currency at the time. That works out about £93 a year in old money, or about 80 grand in today's money. So obviously he was not happy with this decision, and he vowed to kill the judge, which he did. So One-Armed Johnny, well, he wasn't known by that name yet. He followed the judge around for a while, learnt his manoeuvres, learnt his movements, and then on the 31st of March 1684, he followed the judge home from church and shot him dead. Now, he'd made no attempt to escape, and was found with the gun, and he pretty much went, yeah, I did it. Although they did still torture him because they didn't believe he was working alone. They wanted to know who his accomplices were. So his fingers and arms and legs were all broken. Not a nice thing, but he wasn't a nice guy. You've got to remember that. So where were we? It's 2 days after the killing, he was on trial. It's pretty swift, and then he was put to death. Well, he was sentenced to death. So the first thing they did with him, so they took him from the Tolbooth prison up to Lawn Market, which is pretty near where the murder happened, actually. And they cut off his, well, there's actually two different reports. They either cut off his arm or they cut off his hand, for the crowd to see, which they all loved, apparently. Then he was taken to Galilee, which was the border of Edinburgh and Leith at the time. It's now Shrub Hill area, where he was hung. They hung the pistol that was used around his neck with a chain as well as they hung him. He was then transported to Westport. He was put on display for all to see after he died. Okay, then his body was stolen, probably by friends, and it was hidden away and nobody knew where it was. So in the meantime, there was reports of him being seen and heard loitering around the Lawn Market sort of area, and also in this house in front of us. Ghostly sightings. They could tell it was him because of the broken limbs and the missing hand/arm. Yeah. Another. If you do a ghost tour in town, they'll probably take you to Advocates Close and tell you that it happened there. According to what I've read, it happened in Old Banks Close, which doesn't exist anymore. So Advocates Close is probably the nearest street to it, but it didn't happen actually there. So fast forward to 1965, there's some renovations happening at a cottage in Dalry Park. I think it's the one by the entrance to the cemetery, but I don't know that for certain. They were digging out a fireplace and they found a skeleton inside, with a pistol hanging around its neck and a bit of its skeleton missing, arm or hand, whichever was the case. So it's, I don't think they ever DNA tested it, but they're pretty certain it was him. And after that was found, the hauntings pretty much stopped. I've read as well, so very likely to have been him. And that is pretty much the story of Johnny One Arm, as he was known locally. Local kids will say, "Oh, Johnny One Arm's going to get you if you don't behave." Yeah, playground taunts. But this is where he lived, where he haunted, supposedly. Okay, quick, very final extra fact for here. So fast forward to the late 1800s. So this was sold to the church, and it became a teacher training college till about 1960. But between 1922 and 1924, the actor Alistair Sim, he taught here. So there's a bonus fact for you. But that's been Dalry House. Yeah, the oldest building in Dalry. It's still here, now flats. Yeah, with an interesting story of Johnny One Arm. Okay, bye.